they could have genital warts. They also could have really bad swamp ass, and that might be worse than genital warts.
What if they didn't wipe well and you're just like rubbing somebody else's shit?
Yeah, but
no,
I'm
also
taking the
live
toothbrush. My life with swamp ass and don't wipe well. So, it's just normal for me at this point.
The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows.
As here's a drive in a deep left field by Castellanos, it will be a home run.
But it ain't about how hard you hit.
Hit out the park, no question, with all due respect.
It's about how hard you can get hit.
And you might need, at some point in your life, a little massage on your ass.
They keep moving forward. How much you can take, they keep moving forward.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Moving Forward podcast. I am joined by the Michigan State boys. I've got Nate Robbins again, and this time we were joined by it's Clay, aka Clayton Andrews, and then Matt Maurer. He doesn't have a nickname except for Jim Rat Matt Maurer. All right,
I'll take it.
We're going to talk about obviously some college football. We're going to do love hate. We're going to do NFL, but you know, the people don't know Matt, Clayton, and Nate as much as the other guys that are usually on. So I thought, why not do a really fun would you rather? So I came up with some 4 really weird ones. 2 are kind of weird, and then one's gambling related, and then the other one is also a bit weird. So the first one, all right, you guys can answer them in order or answer them whoever agrees with which side. But would you rather eat chocolate covered or chocolate flavored shit or shit flavored chocolate? Would you rather eat chocolate flavored shit or shit flavored chocolate? You know it's shit or you know it's chocolate. You know.
How big is this piece of chocolate we're talking?
Yeah,
is it poop size chocolate or
like
let's say it's
turd?
the size of a Twix, of a mini Twix.
Mini
Twix.
Twix.
That's not that big. That's
like
not that big.
Like a normal Twix, not like the super tiny ones, like the normal size.
How big is the chocolate tasting shit?
They're the same size.
Okay, and you got to get it all down.
Yeah,
right?
You got to finish it. You got to eat it.
All right, I have my pick.
So if you if you eat the shit, you know it's shit. But if you eat the chocolate, you also know it's chocolate, but it just tastes really bad. So you know what you're deciding.
Oh,
all right,
I might go. Nate, yeah, you go.
I think I'm just eating the really shitty tasting chocolate because I can't live with myself if I eat poop.
Yeah,
if I eat poop because I can't do that.
Like, I don't care what it tastes like. Guy that just eats poop.
Because I've eaten stuff that's tasted really bad in my life. Like what reasonably, how bad could it really be? How bad?
Yeah.
No, I
mean, you just taste like quick shit. Eat it, wash it down with something, and then you're gonna go.
And get out. I agree.
I think, I mean, you could get away with either just like throating it and just like getting it down there.
Yeah, exactly. But if you're gonna do it, that's how
I think I'm gonna have to tail the boys on this one. You might, gag reflex is pretty strong with me, but I mean, if I'm gonna get one down and keep it down, I think it's gonna be the chocolate that tastes like shit, but once you get it in, like
just like thinking about the reality of eating shit,
and like
fucking with my head too much.
The overall costs of like an potential ER trip later or something.
It's not going to cause you any bodily harm. It won't. But the repercussions after eating the shit, though, even though in the moment it might not be as bad, but the mental torment that you'll go through from eating the shit and knowing like I really chose to eat that piece of shit.
Yeah.
It's just not worth it. It's not worth it.
And you know what does shit taste like? We don't know. Maybe it's not so bad.
It could be great.
All right.
Okay. Question number 2. So you guys all agreed to eat the chocolate. Question number 2.
Yep.
Would you rather wear someone's dirty underwear? So let's say they not just a regular day, they went to the gym, they sweat in their underwear.
Like my current underwear.
Yeah, like Matt's current underwear, or use their toothbrush.
Underwear, hands down. I do not want anybody's toothbrush in my mouth.
Oh, yeah. I mean, God.
Toothbrush.
Yeah.
So here's the thing about
how new is the toothbrush?
Yeah, like how old?
2 months old.
Oof.
Oh.
Oh, no chance.
That's
no
pretty old
chance.
toothbrush.
See you later.
No,
Yeah,
I
but
think
what
I
if
could-
they have like genital warts or something? Like,
Yeah.
in that, like,
What if,
Or,
they
Or-
bleed, what if they
or-
have herpes of the mouth?
That's fair. But they could have genital warts. They also could have really bad swamp ass, and that might be worse than genital warts.
what if they didn't wipe well and you're just like
Yeah.
rubbing somebody else's shit?
Yeah,
No.
but
No,
I
I'm
also
taking the
live my
toothbrush.
life with
I
swamp
think
ass
I
and
think
don't
I
wipe
could-
well. So it's just normal for me at this point.
I think
I
I'm
have a
gonna
clean
to go
mouth.
with the toothbrush.
Yeah, I'm going with a toothbrush. I
It gets
agree.
cleaned a couple times a day. Like,
Yeah, I can wash it off.
Yeah, you're
before-
not sticking the toothbrush between your ass cheeks. You're putting it in
Yeah.
your mouth.
yeah.
Yeah.
So Matt, are
I
you
know.
the only one that went with the underwear there?
And I stand by it.
What side are you on,
Stand by
Jake?
it.
I would use the toothbrush.
Okay. Okay.
I would
Good
use the
man.
toothbrush. And for the first one, I would eat the chocolate flavored shit.
Okay.
I would
Shit eater.
close my
Wait.
eyes.
Wait. Really?
Shit
Shit eater,
eater.
shit eater.
Yep,
Shit eater.
I would close my eyes and I would scarf it down, and then I'd live the rest of my life in denial.
Oh, you're gonna think about that forever.
Yeah, I know. All right. The next one is the gambling one. Would you rather hit a huge 4-leg parlay or one ginormous slot spin? You just either hit a 4-leg parlay, you have to sweat it out over a couple of hours, or you hit one instant gratification, huge slot spin. Which one's better? Which one are you
Is
picking?
the payout the same?
The payout's the same. It's the enjoyment
This
of the
is-
two things. The payout's
This
exactly
is a
the
really,
same.
really good question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is so tough.
I love slots.
I think
I do
that
too.
I think I go the 14 parlay. Just the satisfaction of you knowing that you picked all 14
Yep.
perfectly right. You grinded it out. I think it's the satisfaction of hitting all 4 legs is the part that would get me.
Yeah.
Even though
that's-
it might kill me inside to wait.
There's just
Hmm.
something so good about when that slot shit, and I know they do
Yeah.
it to make me want to do it more.
And it
when
just
there's
rumbles.
like the screen shaking. There's like fireworks going off
Massive
in the
win,
back.
massive
Yeah.
win.
It's like big
Jackpot.
win, bigger win, biggest. It's
the
like,
3
God,
temples like land in the Griffin's throne. I'm like, oh, it's fucking on, baby.
When
I
the three
still think
temple and the sun comes down and you
Uh-huh.
just see
Oh yeah.
Just see all the coins just piling up and you're like,
I
it
think-
is
yeah.
go time.
I
I
think I'm
still
gonna have to
think-
go with the slots.
Okay,
to be
I think
honest.
I'd take the parlay just because it feels really good to like know, like Matt said, like know you made those picks, think your galaxy brain for a bit, but it's really close. The slots wins are
the
Yeah,
having to
it's-
the having to sweat out
Don't
the
know what it feels
parlay.
like. So
Yeah, to sweat out the parlay and to be like, should I cash out right now though? Like the feeling of
Oh,
angst, like,
yeah.
there's no way this continue to go well. Like I've already hit 2 bets in a row. What are the odds I hit 3 and then even 4? Like
that stress is real.
yeah, exactly.
I don't know, but you could be down like decent in slots, and then you just hit like a 90 banger, and you're like, oh, we're fucking back.
yeah, that's true.
Right back where you
And
started.
then that goes right into a 4-leg parlay.
Uh huh.
Precisely.
exactly.
Flip it. You flip
What's your pick, Jake?
I'm gonna go.
it.
I'm gonna go with the huge slot spin. I think I
Yeah.
like it just a little bit more
yeah.
It
I
is
don't
so
know.
good.
I like it.
It's
I
so
like it,
good.
yeah.
It's a
because
good
I feel
question.
like I'm an idiot sometimes, and I feel like whenever I'm just like plain betting, I'm making money, and then I just lose it all with like blackjack or
Yeah.
slots. But when you get that one slots win and you just like flip like $6 in your account to like 100, you're just like
Mhm.
chippy chippy you. Okay, the very last one. Okay. So there's a caveat to the second part of this, so I'll tell you in a second. Would you rather black out every time that you drink or shit your pants every time you have a meal? So you have a meal. So it can't just be a snack, like an actual meal where you sit down, breakfast, lunch, dinner, you shit your pants, and you can't go to a toilet. You have to shit
You gotta
in
sit
your
in it?
pants. Yeah.
Dude, I'm
There's-
blacking out.
Yeah, you just have
90
to black
times.
out.
What?
Like, yeah.
So you're just running through 3 pairs of underwear at least. a
Okay.
day?
Let me change it. Every time you randomly shit your pants once a week when eating. randomly.
Ooh.
Once a
You don't know.
So
You
bad
could be on a
still.
romantic date. You could shit your pants. You could be at work eating lunch. You shit your pants. Like, and it happens instantly. So you don't have time to get to a toilet unless you're eating all your meals on a toilet.
Okay, so
Oh no.
this makes me kind of want to take this side now because you can like prep. If you know what's happening one time a week, you keep an extra pair of pants, some extra underwear on you at all times, maybe some
Yeah.
extra socks. But like you can prep a little bit.
I should have added another caveat to saying everyone in your vicinity knows you shit your pants.
No way.
Oh, yeah, no shot.
Oh
Can't do
my
it.
God.
But could you really control your blackout self? You could be even more outlandish. Like every
That's
time
true.
you have a sip of alcohol, not like you get
Yeah.
hammered. Like every time you have like
Oh,
one
no.
sip, you
Some
are
people still have,
send
like,
blackout.
Fairly graceful blackouts though.
I don't, which is the
Like
issue.
I'm not saying it happens often, but like every once in a while, somebody has like they say they black out, and I'm like, oh, well, you were fine, I didn't even realize.
Mhm.
So like it depends on the
fair.
level
I
that you
think-
would hit your blackout. I don't know.
I think I'm gonna poop.
Yeah,
My poop.
I hate to say
Or
it, but I think I'm
that
gonna
means
poop.
you just stop drinking and you get really hard into drugs.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a
good
really
See,
good
point,
because
too.
idea.
then when everyone else wants to go party and you can't really drink because you know you're gonna black out, you just I don't know, do a couple lines and you're good to go, right?
That's fair.
We don't condone that, but also like
No, of course not.
it's another avenue.
It's just a
No.
route, you know.
Make
Yeah.
sure to test your drugs. But
If you're gonna do it, be safe.
I think I'd go with shit my pants just for
yeah,
the adventure.
I am too.
Because it
Oh.
would make every
And
meal
eventually,
it'd make every meal just way more like it'd make every meal better. Like the
Eventually.
one you don't have to shit your
Just on
pants
the
like
edge of your seat.
woo, this is
yeah.
good. Yeah.
Eventually you can like spin it and like people just know. They're like, oh, here he goes again. He's shitting his pants. And you can like spin it as like I just have really bad IBS or like something like that.
Yeah.
So do
Okay.
you just diaper it 24/7? I think I'm the same way with the pooping yourself. I think I would have to go the same route.
Yeah.
You could
I think
diaper
that's-
it.
I think
feel like
that's
the
the
safe way
consensus.
Yeah.
It's just a diaper, but
Consensus shitstorm. Woo.
yeah, it's time to poop.
Okay, that will wrap up our Would You Rather. I hope everyone got to know Nate, Clayton, and Matt a little bit more. We'll now transition into what could be a really shitty weekend for us Michigan State fans, though, if they don't happen to beat the Miami Hurricanes. So they play this Saturday down in Miami, Michigan State, Miami. Michigan State's looked really good. Miami, not so much. Why do I want to put the deed to my house on Michigan State money line? And talk me out of it, please.
I'm not gonna
Talk
talk
you
you out of it.
out of it. No, I'm
Look, has Miami been anything but disappointing? Like,
yeah.
I know King's been fine the first couple of weeks. Like, he's been all right. And like, what can you do against Alabama? But I mean, they got routed. And I don't know. I haven't seen anything that would suggest like that we need to be too terrified. And where's this -6 coming from? I feel like that's way too many points too.
Yeah, I agree. I'm looking at the shit that ESPN has up on their page right now, and they have the season leaders of each. So passing, rushing, receiving. Michigan State's blowing them out of the water in every single category.
Yeah,
And their
Youngstown.
Yeah, okay, Youngstown. But also,
No, I hear you.
Miami just came off an absolute sweat fest against App State.
Yep.
I
that's
mean,
true.
for FCS teams, they're good, but still 2 points, like,
Mm.
whew. And ESPN has their matchup predictor at 65%.
Yeah, I don't know why it's leaning so far.
Yeah.
that way. I don't think it should-
Traditionally, when teams are at home, they get 3 points for being a
Yep.
home favorite. So people still thinking that Miami is 3.5 points better than Michigan State, I think is ridiculous.
Yeah, I agree. I think Kenneth Walker alone provides such a I know everybody's talking about him, but
Yeah.
you don't even have to give him the ball. Just have him in the backfield. And Peyton Thorne's been showing that he can throw the ball actually pretty well, which is a first for the last, 5 years. So
Yeah, easily.
I think that opens up a different avenue for the Michigan State offense. And I don't know. I like him in this game.
Yeah, and also I know that first week again, Alabama, like it's hard to pull anything from that game. Like Alabama's just going to win the chip. Like, but this team has 2 sacks in 2 games. This Miami team. I feel like we dominate their front.
Yeah, and Michigan State was rated the second best offensive line in Pro Football Focus.
I think we have
they've looked really good so far.
Yeah, I think we have a great offensive line. This team doesn't get a ton of pressure. Peyton should have plenty of time. I don't know if I would. Obviously, my pick, just based on bias, is Michigan State, but as like trying to find a good gambling line, I think the +6 is awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, I love the points in that one. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's always going to be that little thing in the back of your head that's like, holy shit, MSU is playing like not a shitty team or a Big Ten team that I feel like a lot of times we don't always do the greatest against. But also at the same time, like this year, we just looked so good. So at the same time, it's like, it's at this point in our season, it's so hard to bet against because we just looked so dominant.
And though 2 of the 3 big games that we played last year, we won. Those were the only shining spots of the season. So, I mean, one of the loss was against the playoff Ohio State team. So,
yeah.
So we will. I think the kind of what we're all saying is we will continue to bet with Michigan State until they prove otherwise to not be a team that we want to bet. Like just put our rooting interest into, because I feel good about rooting for them. Obviously, always my dogs, but I feel really good about betting it with them this week too. And I felt good about it the last 2 weeks. So feel good about that. Moving on to the University of Michigan. We all hate them, and they face our former king, Rocky Lombardi. They play the Northern Illinois University, the walking Rocky Lombardies. Rocky Lombardi 1-0 as a starter when going to the big house. Can he go 2-0? 27.5 point spread for the University of Michigan.
Yeah, just to answer the question, no, he's going to be 1-1.
No, they are 1-1 right now.
Oh, they're 1-1.
They'll be 1-2.
Okay, so they're going to be 1-2. But the points that's a lot of points, and the Rocky effect is in full effect once he's in Ann Arbor. So I as far as the gambling line, that 27 is a lot.
27 is a lot.
That's a lot.
Michigan did just smoke
Washington.
Washington. Yeah, excuse me.
And they looked really good doing it too.
Yeah.
Their running backs and their offensive line looked absolutely awesome.
Yeah, I think this Michigan team is just until like
smoke them.
Yeah, like we're not going to be able to really learn anything about this U of M team, like what McNamara is going to be like until they play like some decent competition.
Until they play a team that can stop the run and not get bullied on the front. Line.
Exactly. Because so far we've just seen them hand the ball off and watch that offensive line just crater down on them. I mean, Corum's incredible. He's really good. And McNamara has been fine at what he needs to do, which so far hasn't been much. So
Corum's gonna run all over him.
Yeah, absolutely.
All over them. He might put up 3-4 touchdowns off this game. Because I'm looking at the numbers right now, and Northern Illinois is giving up a whopping 230 rushing yards per game.
Oh my God. What?
So,
Statsman Clay comes in with the heater, and all of a sudden
but I have a stat glaring me in the face right now about Rocky Lombardi that's kind of talking me into the plus 27.5. It's looking like he's going for the Jameis Winston season. He's
really?
Got 3 tutties, 3 interceptions. He's going for the
going for the 30-30.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm kind of it's I'm liking it.
I do think Michigan absolutely blows them out of the water, but also at 27, it's just so hefty that.
Yeah, but that's what we thought last week with Michigan State against Youngstown. We were like 27, that's a lot.
And
then they win by 28.
It hit,
yeah.
baby.
No,
I wouldn't be surprised if Michigan beat them by 30, if not more. So,
and I love Rocky like for what he did for us last year, but if we're honest with ourselves, like he's not great. like the dude's got a pretty shoddy arm to say the least. So
and according to Drew, he's pretty ugly. So
yeah, true.
Yeah,
he doesn't have that going for him.
All right, quickly, let's get on to our locks of the college football slate. We'll go around real quick, and everybody will say the game that they really, really like this week. We'll go relatively quickly. Just talk about your game and what you pick. I'll start. I'm taking Cincinnati on the road against Indiana -3.5. I feel like this is an awesome line. I think the Cincinnati team is really, really good. Luke Fickell is a great coach. And I just feel like this Indiana team, they were proven that they are fake in week 1, and I will continue to bet against them. Also, I really like Cincinnati as well. I think that they should be favored by at least 8 points here, at least a touchdown, and they're only getting 3.5. So I like Cincinnati by at least a touchdown in this game. Nate, what game do you like?
I got Purdue +7 against Notre Dame. Notre Dame barely beat Toledo and then lost to, barely beat Toledo and then barely beat or lost to Florida State, correct?
Beat Florida State, barely beat Toledo.
Thank you. Anyways, and we've seen Florida State just took that loss to Jacksonville State. I think they've had kind of a padded schedule so far, and Purdue's been good. Their quarterback's been really good. They just had a running back get injured, but they're more of a committee team anyways. So I love the +7 here. I think Notre Dame's a bit of a fraud.
All right, Clayton, your pick.
My pick for this week is Penn State -5 against Auburn. And I'm liking this a lot because especially after week 2, Ohio State fumble, they're all over the place. Who knows what to think about them? Penn State's kind of got the weight of the Big Ten on their shoulders right now. They're sitting at 2-0, number 10. They could potentially overtake Ohio State this week, rankings wise. But the biggest factor in this, Penn State at home, and it was announced today, it is a whiteout. Penn State -5 feels like an absolute banger. So that's my lock.
All right, Matt, you're the last pick. What is your lock of the college football schedule?
So my lock is Iowa against Kent State. I think that Iowa has a really, really good team this year. And I think especially playing such a school like Kent State, I think they're just going to absolutely blow them out of the water. I don't think Kent State's going to score like anything against them. So I was -23. I think Iowa just blows them out.
Yeah, that 23 point.
They're ranked number 5 against
sure.
unranked Kent State. I don't see a way it's anywhere.
What
close.
was that spread, Matthew?
I believe it was 23.
All right. So we'll keep track of our college football locks as we move on to the season. Just before we get into love hate, just a little quick recap. I'm taking Cincinnati -3.5, Matt with Iowa -23, Clayton with Penn State -5, and Purdue at +7. One of the good things about talking about the games right now is the lines may change, but we will lock ours in right now with these lines. So if the lines change at all, it might differ, but as far as our pick 'em, that will be there. All right, let's move on to love hate. Nate's done a love hate before, so I will let him warm us up. Nate, what is your love for this week?
Starting with my love. All right. I love gym etiquette. Gym etiquette is fantastic. I know you guys did a podcast or a Mount Rushmore type deal, a draft of gym etiquette breaking rules, and gym etiquette is wonderful, which is why I despise when people break it. And I have had some real problems with it at the gym at my apartment. So I love it when it's there. And not to bring too much negativity into the love section. I know that comes later on, but I love it when it's there and can't stand it when it's not.
Is there any situations in particular that are sticking out to you that have happened?
Yeah. So there's this one guy that, the gym has like this kind of like this, I thought it was like a decorative boxing, like a punching bag. And I thought it was like decorative because they kind of have stuff on the walls that's like boxing related. Well, this guy just showed up with 2 just full-size boxing gloves that he must just own and just started beating the shit out of this thing while I'm trying to work out. So I have my music turned all the way up and all I can hear are these chains rattling behind me. And then the guy proceeds to go bareback, takes off his shirt in an apartment complex gym, and then play music on his phone out loud while benching. So they're just breaking lots of rules. And it made me realize how much I love gym etiquette.
That man deserves to die in hell.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah,
the people just have no self-awareness that
Yeah.
other people just want to be in their own little world. That guy thinks that he's the main character and he's the annoying side character.
And the dude isn't huge. He's fit. He's fit, but he's not take your shirt off in a gym whenever you want fit.
Yeah.
That's not right. It's not right.
All right. Let's introduce Clayton and Matt to the love section. Matt, what is your love for this week?
So my love for this week actually is my coworkers at work because as you guys know, our company just fully got hacked this week. So we're a trucking company, and all of our systems were down, so we couldn't get trucks going or anything. So we couldn't bring our products, so we're food service, so we couldn't bring that to anywhere. So what my coworkers did was we rented like U-Hauls and vans and stuff, and we actually took the food from the warehouse, put it in vans, and personally drove them to all the businesses so that they could get all their stuff. And I think that is absolutely incredible that they would go out and do that.
Sheesh.
My love for the week.
That is wholesome.
Yeah, no shot in hell I'm doing that.
Yeah,
No
Matt,
way.
how come you work with nice people? What the
Yeah,
hell?
what do
How dare
Oh,
you?
it's the worst. I tell you what.
Oh, God. Too kind. Clayton, what's your love for this week?
My love for this week is gambling with the boys because this last week, Jake's been feeding us great pick after pick after pick in the group chat. And oh my God, they've been hitting. You know, I don't want to jinx it. This is an anti-jinx statement coming out of my mouth right now because boys have been hot. And also, slots have been banging.
Slots have been
banging.
Bad monkey.
Yeah, the Griffin's been awfully nice. You know, everything's just going well for the boys this week, and there's no better feeling than like getting a text from the group chat and you open it up and like Nate or somebody's hit like an 80 banger on slots, and you're like, oh,
Just
let's
the screenshot. And you're like,
yeah,
this is a good day for
we're
us.
going in, and then you go in and you hit like a 30. I think Nate hit like an 85 the other day, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
let's fucking go. And then I
That
went
was
in
nuts.
130 on one, 130 on another. I'm like, it's a good day.
You know the boys are hot when like I make that amount of money on one of the slots that's just like the 3 tiled with the 7s, like
Yeah.
literally like
The
nobody's
penny
ever
slots.
like nobody's ever made money on them. They look like they come out of like a broken down fucking casino in the middle of like some random Indian
It
preservation.
looks like a movie prop. Like,
But like they were just absolutely just spitting fire.
Yeah.
For me. So you know, yeah, that's a great love.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. My love for this week is childhood crushes. Growing up, I had the biggest crush on Selena Gomez. So I was super happy to see her in the new show, Only Murderers in the Building. Super good Netflix or Hulu original show. And it gives me a reason to stare and oogle and at Selena Gomez, who has been my celebrity crush ever since I saw her as Alex Russo from Wizards of Waverly Place.
Wizards of Waverly Place.
She is my
amazing.
queen.
Yeah.
And she is back at it now. I'm with you
Yeah,
on
we
that.
love to
I
hear that
love
she's
it. I
back
love
at
it.
it.
I love it.
I used to pretend to make out with a bear and pretend it was Selena Gomez. The two things aren't very comparable, but yeah,
Was
I
that
used to
that
lay
pillow
it
pet of your
down on that
sisters?
bear. Oh no, not that. Completely different.
Jake,
thing.
could you imagine Jake just making out with his sister's pillow pet? Like, oh, Selena.
Oh.
Hey,
And
gotta
then
do
he'd
what you gotta do. I
he'd just go
suppose.
put it back in the corner of her bed or something.
Yeah,
Like it never even
No.
happened.
All
I'd,
slobbery and
I would
wet.
sneak it back into her room in the morning. It would spend the nights with me.
Oh,
Yeah, we were pretty serious.
Jake, why is my
You're a
beard
lucky man.
crusty?
I actually snotted on it last night. We had a huge fight.
Listen, I
I
defiled the bear.
sneezed.
I defiled the bear. Oh, man.
Switching into something that also is sticky and gross, Harper's. I went to Harper's last night with some of Elena's friends, and obviously the bar is always sticky. We got there at like 8:00, and I was curious, like, why is there no one here? And of course, it was 8:00. I forgot that people don't show up till like 10. Whatever. Besides the point, I get there and it changes to 9, and a lot of people start rolling in, and they hit you with like that Office remix song. It's like,
Oh, Big Booty.
Yeah, Big Booty
Yeah.
mix. And I'm like, I hear this every fucking time I go to Harper's. So my hate is the Harper's playlist. Change your
Yeah.
fucking shit up. I'm
Yeah.
tired of hearing the same songs over and again. Like we went outside and they just played like actual music that weren't like remixes, and they just played songs. And I was just like, this is refreshing. I'm tired of hearing like
Yeah.
half of a song and then it remixes to a different song. And You know what? Sometimes I love the Harper's vibe a little bit, but we weren't like drinking to drink. We were just hanging out a little bit. So it was annoying. And I didn't feel like listening to Big Booty Mix that day. And I hear it. I feel like I hear it every time I go to Harper's.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yep.
The same thing happened to us last weekend. Where were we? PTs?
Yeah, and the
PTs,
dude,
yeah.
Was fucking awful.
yeah,
I mean,
terrible.
And then he just
my
cut the music at one point.
Deaf
Yeah.
grandpa could have done a better job.
And then that's the
That was
second
messed up.
time that we've been to PTs and had shitty music. So I think this is
Yeah.
just us putting all of East Lansing bars on notice.
Yeah.
Step it up, make a playlist,
Yeah.
put in some
So
time.
going-
Quit hiring
You know,
these
like,
shitty DJs.
I don't mind EDM, but when the guy is like just taking two completely different songs and doing a horrid job of like
Yep.
mixing them together and making them like transition into something that's like cool and like you can dance to
Yep.
or whatever, stop it. Like,
Yeah, no, 100%.
fucking cut it out. And if you're lazy enough to do the shit that Jake was saying that Harper's was doing, where you just go on SoundCloud and you rip
You
an
just play
hour
Big
long
Booty.
mix
Big
that
Booty.
somebody
That's
else
what it
did,
was.
Yeah,
like,
what it
how
was.
are you gonna do that when you're getting paid to sit there and DJ? That's
Yeah,
lazy.
and the worst part was, I guess, the guide knows like Elena's roommates Paige and her boyfriend Seth, and I was literally sitting there talking to one of her friends, like, I hear the same fucking playlist every time I said that. The guy literally walks up behind them. He's like, "What's up? You guys digging the music tonight?" And I just wanted to
Oh no!
look at this guy.
no,
and just,
you
like,
dick.
No,
No,
it's really
I-
Pretty
shitty.
shitty, actually.
Yeah,
sucks.
it sucks. All right, let's move on. Clayton, what's your hate for this week?
My hate for this week, well, it can be a love and a hate, but mainly I haven't had a very eventful week, so it's not going to be crazy. But painting, sometimes good, sometimes maybe
Maybe
shit, you know. And this week it's been shit just because I've been having to do so much of it, and I hate it because like you're like an hour in, you're like, yeah, this is like relaxing, this is soothing. You're just doing like the flat wall and you're just rolling. You're like, yeah, this is satisfying. And then you get to the trim and you're having to like cut into corners and you fuck up and you have like a muscle spasm and you flick halfway up the wall and then you gotta wipe it off with your hand. So I've got like paint all over my arms and shit. I don't know. It's just turned from like, yeah, I'll do this for a little bit, help the parents out, to like, yeah.
Dude, it's
don't
fun
get
for
it.
like 30 minutes to paint on stuff, and then I'm just done with it after that.
It gets
Yeah,
boring
I
real
don't
quick,
mind.
feel like.
I don't mind it. I mean, sometimes it can be relaxing, but when you're doing it like a lot. and
Yeah, once you
especially,
get
like,
over the satisfying stage of it, and like
Uh-huh.
you get that law of diminishing returns on the satisfaction of like,
and you start
watching
hitting
on-
the corners and you gotta
Yeah.
take it off. You're like,
yep, no,
No.
okay,
Like,
this
this
isn't fun
is
anymore.
just getting old. This is getting repetitive. This is now
Yeah.
shit. I want to be
Yeah.
done.
yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Very fair. Matthew, what's your hate for this week?
So my hate for the week actually just happened on my way here.
Oh,
It
okay.
is the semi truck that I had to follow home after the gym because it was going about 35 on a 55 after I'm trying to speed here to get onto the podcast, make it in time. And it could not have been a worse time. This was pissing me off on the way home. So that is my hate, is the semi trucks that are on the single lane roads that are going slow as shit. And I understand sometimes that you gotta go slow because there's whatever's in there is fine, whatever. Sometimes it just happens at the worst times.
Yeah.
What's that law that's like anything that can happen will happen? What the
Yeah.
fuck is that called?
I don't know what it's called.
Because it's
but-
like every single time I'm in a rush to get somewhere,
You're always behind
like
somebody.
I'm
that goes
hitting
fucking
every
slow.
red light, and the person that I'm behind hitting every single one of those red lights is going like 10 to 15 under.
Yeah.
Yep.
Every single time I
You-
need to be somewhere quick and I'm running late.
You know what's been happening to me recently is every time I need to get somewhere quick in East Lansing, I get to like where right by where Hubbard is, where that train track is, train
Yep.
every single time.
Ooh.
And those
Oh,
trains
yeah.
go by so slow.
Yeah. They need to speed those trains up. Somebody needs to figure
God.
that out.
Trains are so annoying because they sometimes can last forever too.
Yeah, like do
You
they
catch a
really
long
need
one.
to be like 4 miles long?
Yeah, I really don't want a long train ran on me. Like if I'm
No.
gonna get a train.
Hey,
ran,
wait
make
a
it
second. Are we
quick.
sure?
Let's backtrack. Hold on. Let's revisit that statement.
One second.
sometimes
What about
trains
this
can be,
long
right?
train?
I'm kind of rethinking this whole train thing now. We're getting at it.
Okay, Nate, what's your hate? End us off.
My hate of the week, this is a spot decision. I had one and I'm changing it, is because you guys are kind of reminding me with yours, is stupid questions. Because I'm back in in-person classes for the first time in like a year and a half, whatever, since junior year at MSU. And I'm back in-person questions. And what I didn't notice on Zooms is that people don't ask nearly as many questions. And I had forgotten how dumb and pointless some of the questions that people ask. And like literally I feel like we spend the first 10 to 15 minutes of like classes with people just asking questions that can either be answered on the syllabus or should just be common sense. And then legitimately just pulls away from time we have to learn shit that we 100% need to know. And I've noticed it, I'm half online, half in person. The classes I'm in person, it happens every single time. And the classes I'm online for, it never happens. So I found a newfound appreciation for Zoom University and realized that some people are really dumb and ask some really dumbass questions.
That's fair. I
Like
feel like you
in
complain
syllabus
about
week when everybody asks questions that are like on the first page of the syllabus.
so bad.
And it's like, if you just looked down at the piece of paper you have in front of you, then you'll find the question.
And
you don't have to waste everyone's time.
It's like the fourth week. Like get it together. Like if you don't understand, like people asking these questions about like how quizzes are formatted, like it says right there, like you had a chance.
You
to
haven't
read this
fucking
shit.
figured it out yet. Like we've had 3 quizzes already.
And don't waste my time asking like stupid administrative questions at the beginning of class. Like find the professor afterwards. It just drives me crazy.
Like a simple email or go up to the teacher after class with suffice.
100%.
I agree.
Super annoying. Happy that I'll never hopefully have to take another class ever again. Wrapping up love hate. Good job, boys. I think we did a great job. Let's move on to our NFL Pick'em segment. Last week, Mike and I went a solid 3-3. Didn't disagree on very many games. Had a couple flip flops, but went 3-3 in that one. This time, 4 guys.
4 guys. What could go wrong with 4
5
guys?
games.
Sir.
The more the guys, the better. All right.
Yep.
So we're recording this about an hour before the Giants and the Washington football team kick off for their Thursday night game. Both teams are 0-1. Washington has lost their quarterback, Ryan Fitzpatrick, who was my fantasy quarterback last week and got me 0.2 points. Fuck you, Ryan Fitzpatrick. But the game itself, the Washington football team is -3.5 against the Giants. Starting with Clayton. Clayton, who do you like in this game?
I actually really love the Giants. I really love the Giants +3.5, just because I don't, Jake brought up football team losing Fitzmagic. That's a blow. I mean, obviously he's not a fucking Pro Bowl all-time Hall of Fame quarterback, but he's better than Heineke. I mean, come on, Nate. There's a reason why Fitzpatrick had the starting job. Daniel Jones is shit. Let's just get that. He's a big bust, but
he is the worst.
I think that the Giants pull it out this week. Last week, the football team's defense looked interesting to me. I don't know.
5 pressures on the quarterback.
Yeah. Chase Young was just non-existent. I don't know. That's supposed to be their bright shining spot of the entire team, and it just didn't show up. So I think that the Giants at least cover, hopefully they finish the game within a field goal, or I think that they might pull it out ultimately.
Okay. Moving on to Matt. Matt, who are you going to take in this game?
I was Clayton on this one. I think the Giants are going to win. I think that losing Fitzmagic is a massive hit. However terrible Daniel Jones might be, I think that they still have some weapons. I don't know. Was Ingram coming back this game or not? I don't remember hearing about that.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know. I still think they got some weapons. I think their offensive line is pretty solid. And then especially like we were just saying how the football team wasn't getting much pressure. I think that Daniel Jones will probably have enough time to at least find somebody, whether or not he makes a pass. But yeah, I don't know. I'm with Clayton. I think that Giants at the very least cover, and I think that they still probably win. I don't think that Heineke is going to be able to step up enough I think he
Oh,
didn't
man.
have enough time to plan for it all,
Yeah.
being the second string and everything. So,
I
yeah.
mean, when was the last time he got an NFL start?
In
Last
the
year.
It
football
was
in the
last year,
playoff
wasn't it?
game against the Tampa Bay
Was it?
Buccaneers and almost
Yeah.
led them to beating them in the wild card round of the playoffs.
I was about to say, have you guys forgotten about the
Yeah.
boy, the
Did
Henny
you
man
forget?
himself?
Yeah.
Do you
He
guys
was
not
good.
remember? This dude was electric. He got thrown in like the second half of a random game and just dominated.
Yeah, but that's what second stringers live for. They live for that randomness of just like, fuck it, dude, we're going in. You know,
All
now
right,
he's
well,
had to
that-
now he's had to sit on an NFL start, like in his mind, that thought in his mind for a whole week. And
Well,
I don't know.
I think I can speak for Nate because I think he's going to go the same way I am. I'm taking the Washington football team.
Hell yes.
And I think it's easily. I think the fact that they had a bad defensive game last week is even better for them this week. The Giants have one of the worst offensive lines in football. I think that they are going to get absolutely dominated. Their receivers are dwindling. Kadarius Toney is still out. Sterling Shepard's their number one wide receiver. Galladay didn't look all that great. Saquon Barkley's not cutting the way he used to. And Daniel Jones is a turnover machine. I love the Washington football team. I'm starting their defense this week in fantasy. So what could go wrong? I doubt that this goes wrong against me too. So yeah, I'm taking the Washington football team.
And this Washington team just took a close loss in which their defense didn't play great against what I think is a good Chargers team. Like I think LA's Chargers are legit solid and they're going to be solid all year. So I have a lot of faith in this Washington team. I agree. Engram isn't playing. I know we mentioned that earlier. So I'm riding hard. Like this is one of my like locks. I love this bet.
Yeah. Let's move on to the first game of our Sunday slate. The 0-1 Buffalo Bills traveling down to Miami to play the 1-0 Dolphins, who scaped out a 1-point win over the New England Patriots. The Bills traveling are -3. I will start this one off. I think that we're going to see a lot of people take this same pick. I think that the Steelers defense is actually really, really good. The Bills just came out and kind of struggled week one. They looked a little slow. They didn't play their starters very much during the preseason. I think that might be part of the issue. Their defense did look really good. I think that game could have gone either way if they didn't have that special team block for a touchdown against them. So I'm going to take the Bills -3. I think the Dolphins struggled to move the ball against the Patriots. So I'm going to take the Bills in a bounce back game against the Dolphins. Matt?
I'm right there with you. Like you said, it's probably going to be pretty unanimous there. I think the Bills just come back. They, like you said, they struggled the first game, but I mean, they're probably just getting their grounds real quick. They're definitely figured some things out. It was a close game. And yeah, I'm with you at that. I think they come out and they put up a great game against Miami and go out and get the win.
Clayton?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you guys, but I'd like to add that I think the spread, I don't know. Miami being home obviously gives them a little bit of leeway spread wise. But I didn't like the way that Tua particularly looked. I think they're getting a little bit of love for them beating Patriots week one. But I mean, they played against a rookie quarterback, Mac Jones, and Mac Jones looked actually decent, if not good, against them in his first NFL start. So yeah, I'm gonna take the Bills here. I think bounce back game, they're gonna smoke them.
Yep. Nate?
Yeah, for all the same reasons you guys have mentioned, I'm going Buffalo. I really like what Jake was talking about with the no starters in preseason. I think that definitely impacted them. And then, yeah, it's hard to not say like I know everybody loves like the fun thing is to hate on Pittsburgh, but like that defense is legit. They're a good team. Like it's an incredible defense. They're playing with a lot of cohesion now, having like 1 year, same system, just about the exact same line. So I think there's a lot of credibility in the loss they took, even though it is a loss, and I love the -3.
Yep, 100% agree. Moving on to Matt's team, America's team, the Cowboys, going to LA to play the Chargers in SoFi Stadium. The Chargers are a 3.5-point favorite at home. Matt, we'll start with you. Who are you going to take in this game?
Oh boy, this is a tough one, but you know me, Cowboys, baby. Cowboys going to take the dub. Whatever the over is, I want it because they're going to put up a million freaking points. I don't care what the over is. It's going to hit because Dak's going to put up another 400-yard game. They're going to score 6 touchdowns. And I love the Chargers offense as well. I think that Herbert's going to light up the Cowboys secondary because they might be one of the worst in the league. So I do think the Cowboys are going to win. they just played a super, super close game against defending Super Bowl champs. I think that just goes to show how good the Cowboys actually are, even though a lot of people think they're garbage. But I think it shows that they actually can be up with the best. I think that they come out. It's going to be an absolute shootout, but I think that they do best the Chargers.
All right, Nate.
Matt almost has me rethinking my pick here, but I'm gonna stay with what I had earlier. I like Matt's sell on Dallas, but I'm gonna stay with the Chargers. I just mentioned I think they're good. I think Herbert's taken another step. They looked great against Washington. I know it's a 4-point win, but it's a 4-point win against a defense that's highly regarded as one of the best units in all of football. And so for those reasons, I like the Chargers. Obviously at home, that helps them out. And there is a good argument to be had for Dallas because they did play a really close game against defending Super Bowl champs. But I'm going to stick with the Chargers right at home, -3.5.
Clayton.
I'm gonna go Cowboys +3.5. I think Dak actually looked really good.
Yeah, he did.
Week 1, he was slinging that shit. The only thing that concerns me with Dallas's offense is Ezekiel Elliott just not showing up for like the second or third year in a row. He's just not there.
Yeah.
Hyped up every single year, and then he just gets shit on every time at the line.
We'll
but
say it was super tough last game against that D line of the Bucks is like also the best in the league. But I do agree he hasn't been very good recently at all.
Yeah. But I really liked the way that the Cowboys looked in week 1. I know Super Bowl hangover is a real thing, and it could have affected the Bucks, but I don't know. I think Dak looked insane against a really good defense. So I like the way that he throws the ball against Chargers.
You guys are starting to talk me into this.
Yeah, no, Nate, I started this completely on the Chargers. I'm 1,000% on the Cowboys now. I 100% love this pick. I like the Cowboys in this game.
Me too. Can you switch my pick?
Yep, I'll switch your pick. When it comes to betting this, I'm going to stay away because I'm a bit concerned. But when Matt said about the over, I absolutely love. I think that the Cowboys already had a shitty defense and they lost DeMarcus Lawrence, their best defensive player for the rest of the year. So I think that these two teams are about to put up points and points and points on each other. I think it's going to come down to who can get a couple of stops because even this Chargers defense didn't really look that great. They have Bosa. He's really good. I don't believe they have Ingram anymore. They have Derwin James. They have Kenny Murray. They have a couple of good guys, but I'm going to go with the Cowboys. I think I like the Cowboys more. I think I liked how much their offense is just an air raid attack. And I know how shitty the Chargers secondary is. So
yeah,
I'm going to go with the Cowboys. So this was changed to a consensus Cowboys pick now.
Yeah. You guys really flipped my mind there.
The over under
is
55
and a half
right now.
Love it.
And I think they put up like 70. So
yeah, that's fair.
All right, moving on to the Sunday night game. The Chiefs currently getting 3.5 points at the Ravens. The Ravens coming down after a crazy all-time great opening night Monday night football game. Absolutely amazing game. The Chiefs with a little bit of a scare against the Browns, but took care of business there in the fourth quarter. I'll start this one off. I really like the Chiefs. I like the Chiefs a lot in this game. They are my favorite to currently win the Super Bowl. I think they're the best team in the NFL. So I'm going to go with the Chiefs this game.
Yeah. I'm going to follow because I'm in the same exact boat. I love the Chiefs. Also, like, I know it was a scare against Cleveland, but like, let's not forget Cleveland's really good this year, like a legit team. So I think that's a quality win, even though it was close. And I think the Ravens just don't have it with all these injuries that they've had. It's unfortunate. I don't dislike the Ravens, but I don't think they got it this year.
Yeah. I'm kind of following you guys again.
Do we have another consensus?
I think we might. I just don't think that the Ravens, I mean, they showed that they're a very good team. Obviously, they played in a close game, but also I think that if you compare the Raiders and the Browns, I mean, I think the Browns are way better than the Raiders. So that makes the Chiefs win look that much more impressive. And then, I mean, obviously, Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, like, that offense is so dynamic that, I mean, that's just almost impossible to beat.
For sure.
Yeah. I'm going to go with that as well. I mean, the Chiefs are really good, but I'll just touch on, I think the Ravens might be bad.
Yeah. And I agree.
I think they might be really bad.
I agree. Cause I don't think that Las Vegas team's great.
No. Yeah. That's what I was going to say is I think that Raiders team also sucks. And the end of that game looked really shitty. I mean,
ugly.
it was, you know, a great game to watch, but in terms of football, it was ass.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got your MVP quarterback fumbling in OT, and yeah, I don't know. Both teams looked bad, and the Ravens ended up losing to a bad team.
Yep.
I like the Chiefs here.
All right, moving on to our Monday night football game. Somehow the Lions get a primetime game.
What is this?
They showed some fight against the 49ers. They ended up backdoor covering, which was absolutely hysterical. But the Lions currently plus 11.5 on the road to a Packers team who lost 38-3 to the Saints. Is this a bounce back win for the Packers, or do the Lions find a way to get to 1-1? Nate, I'll start with you. What are your thoughts on Lions versus Packers?
This is a really difficult game to pick because this Lions team, like we know, like I'm pretty sure we know everything that we're going to know. Like the defense is going to be the worst unit in football probably for the rest of the year. And the offense is okay, decent at times. But what do we know about Green Bay? Like everything we thought we knew, it's like, do you throw it all out because of one bad opening game? Or do you go back to like what you thought originally? And I'm going back to what I thought originally. I think this Green Bay team is good. I don't know what happened, but I think they're good. So I'm taking Green Bay.
Yeah. I'm going to 1,000% fade you on this one. I think that this Lions team can 1,000% compete in this game. I hated the way their defense looked. I won't disagree with that. I think this game has huge over potential as well. Don't know what the line is for it, but I like the Lions with 11.5 points. So I'm going to take the Lions plus 11.5.
That's fair.
Clayton, I saw you nodding your head. Are you with me?
I'm with you on that. The over underline is at 48.5 right now.
Oh, love it. Give it to me.
Yeah.
Give it to me.
Yeah, the Lions aren't good. I mean, they're bad.
Yeah.
But 11.5 is a lot of points, especially for a team in Green Bay that only scored 3 points in their last game. And to me, Aaron Rodgers looks like he'd rather be behind the desk at Jeopardy right now when he plays. So I don't think Aaron Rodgers really gives a fuck anymore. And he's just kind of out there throwing wherever he wants to throw. And I don't know. I think Green Bay wins it.
Agreed.
But 11.5 points feels like a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot of points.
Yep. All right, Matt, wrap us up on the pick'em.
I'm here with Nate. I think that Green Bay has a bounce back week. I think that the Saints are a legit team. And then, I mean, obviously Green Bay just had the worst game that they'll probably have this entire season. And those things mixed together, obviously they got blown out. 11.5 points is a lot, but also I think Aaron Rodgers might just be super pissed off about last game and come out and start slinging it. So I like their offense. I think they got a lot of really, really good players. I just don't think that the Lions can hang with them for that long. So I'm with Nate on this one. I think that Green Bay ends up winning.
Okay. That will wrap up us for our pick'em segment. We all took the Cowboys. We all took the Chiefs. We all took the Bills. Nate and I took the Washington football team. Matt and Clayton took the Giants. And then Clayton and I took the Lions, while Matt and Nate took the Packers. Let's get on to our NFL best bets quickly. Let's just do this real quick, and then we'll wrap it up. My best bet for the NFL slate happens to also be on this Thursday night game. I will be taking the Washington football team and the Giants under. Like you said, replacement quarterback versus a bad offense. I think this leads to a under. I think the Giants defense is still pretty decent. And I think the Washington football defense is probably top 5 in the NFL. Had a bad week 1. So I'm going to go under 41 right now. Washington football team under. Matt, what is your NFL best bet?
My best bet is the Rams minus 3.5 against the Colts. I think that the Colts are hot garbage, and I think that the Rams are really, really, really good.
Love that pick.
I love Matt Stafford. I think they're going to go and kill him.
Yep. Love that pick.
If I might as well go because I have the exact same mortal lock. I got the 3.5. I love it. I can't believe it's 3.5. I feel like this should be like a 5.5 point line here. I think.
Exactly. I think it's way too low.
A good amount of value. Indy looked okay, but the Rams look like legit Super Bowl contenders, and I don't care that's in Indianapolis at 1:00. It's gonna be Rams all day.
Okay, Clayton. I guess you were the last pick to give.
For me, I am going Cardinals -4 against the Vikings. Kyler Murray looks like he might be top 5 quarterback in the league right now as of last week. I mean, he was embarrassing the defense the way he was running around behind the line and then stopping and delivering perfect throws. And then love my Spartan Dogs for life, but Kirk Cousins might be at the end of the road for good old Kirky boy. He hasn't looked outstanding the past year and a half. And 4 just feels like, I don't know. The Cardinals have so many offensive weapons, and Kyler Murray's looking really good, which was like the thing that was what some people were saying might hold their offense back. At least last year. So
yeah, Arizona's home as well. I'm surprised.
Yeah.
That's a really good pick. I love that pick.
Yeah. I just don't know why this game gives me huge Cardinals win by a field goal energy.
Oh, that's fair.
Like 4 is just such a tough line because you get fucked with that 1 point. So you need the touchdown win. Same with the Rams, but I do think the Rams blow out the Colts. So we're wrapping up the show. Good job, everybody. Awesome job. We will get back to you guys with our picks. I will do a little graphic and post out our picks for this weekend for our mortal locks for college and NFL. That'll be fun. So you can check that on Twitter and also on Instagram, where you can follow us at Moving Forward Pod, Moving FWD Pod, and then TikTok, the Moving Forward Pod, and then YouTube, Loth 11, where I post all the visual version of the podcast early. I've rebuilt the Pistons, and then I just rebuilt the Clippers. So if you ever want to see someone totally, completely fail at rebuilding an NBA team, go watch my Clippers rebuild I just posted. They might be the most difficult team to rebuild in NBA 2K22. So until next time, thank you boys for joining. Peace.
The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows,
As there's a drive in a deep left field by Castellanos, it will be a home run.
but it ain't about how hard you hit.
And I'd hit out the park, no question, with all due respect.
It's about how hard you can get hit.
And you might need, at some point in your life, a little massage on your ass.
And keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward.